The notion. I've been waiting for this minute for a minute. Now I got it. I'm engulfed in a moment. Ha, Sice mode, can't sugarcoat it. Beast mode, can't control it. Hold up, if you're looking for me right here with a pen, I'm in.
And we are live. What's up, guys? So I was trying to make sure I counted down right, on that one, right? So I think I got it, right? I think next time I should be on, right? What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Still Higgins Fitness and More Show. Today we're cool. We are cool and awesome, and we are going to talk about something that's very important and was kind of I was going to say pissing me off as a trainer, because it's not that people piss me off. It's more of the diseases and the medical field and pharmaceuticals. It's all that kind of irritates me and pisses me off. And so I guess that's why I kind of dedicated my life to fitness and all these different avenues of it, because it is that important to me, guys. Like, for real. It should be that important to you as well. Because today's show, what we're talking about are the medications, and the effects and the diseases of high blood pressure and diabetes. A little cholesterol mixed in there as well. A little information about cholesterol, rather, mixed in here as well, because it kind of all goes together, right? Because you notice that whenever we're on medication for high blood pressure, we are probably then on medication for like diabetes or something, or one of the diseases sure follows, all right? So we're going to talk about the medications, talk about kind of what causes the diseases and how to prevent them, right? We're going to go into all that today, so stay tuned, all right? I'm excited. We're wrapping up season 1 of the show, and we got a lot of cool stuff to wrap up with, and awesome stuff to come for the new season. One of the new segments for the new season will actually start on the end, and that information will be coming to you guys more in detail next week. We'll actually have a date for the first Vegans Eat experience, all right? So get your little couple coins together, and the location will be announced next week for you guys to start purchasing tickets and come on out and try some amazing vegan food from a restaurant over there in Temple Hills, Maryland. All right? And we're going to go there and have a good time and eat, try some new vegan things that we normally wouldn't try, and all that good stuff, and just hang out and mingle, all right? So we have all that good stuff coming into play. But let's go ahead and get right into it, and let's dive in to the high blood pressure. We'll go there first, all right? And don't pay my shirt any mind. I turned it inside out because I'm still at work, and they're not paying me enough right now to advertise for them here, okay? So, inside out. That's how we're going to do it today. All right. So, high blood. First, we are going to talk about what exactly high blood pressure is, or hypertension. All right. So, hypertension or high blood pressure is the measure of force of the blood pushing against the blood vessel wall. Okay. The heart pumps blood into the blood vessels, which carry the blood throughout the body. High blood pressure, also called, like I said, hypertension, is dangerous because it makes the heart work a lot harder than what it is. And we know the heart is to a muscle, and like the rest of our muscles, sometimes they get a chance to relax, right? Or to chill out. If we sit down, our legs get a break. If we stop lifting something, our arms get a break. But nothing kind of breaks our heart muscle. We don't at least want it to stop, because the heart stops, and what happens? We're dead, right? Yeah. So we want to keep the heart moving, and we want to keep it working at a steady pace. We're going to make sure that we're not overworking the heart. So hypertension, actually, high blood pressure, is when the heart is working harder to pump the blood, to get all the blood and everything carried throughout the body. So once it takes longer, or it makes the process harder to pump the blood, then the arteries and your strokes can happen, your kidneys can be affected, and of course heart failure. All right, so that's why the blood pressure. That's kind of how it works, and what's happening. So what's happening is now they have so many cups, but like blood pressure cups and stuff. You don't actually have to do a manual reading. You can put a cup on and kind of just does it. But old school back in the day, when I was in the CNA and nursing class, and we had to learn it manually, when we have to actually take the stethoscope and the sphygmomanometer and actually read it, and you have to listen. You actually have to listen to the blood coming into the veins and then listen to it stop or go out. So, and that essentially is the count of what you're reading as far as the numbers with high blood pressure, your diastolic or your systolic numbers, right? And so those numbers should range around 120/80. That is typically a normal blood pressure, or mine was always like a little low. It'd be like, 118, 117 over like 78, something like that. That's perfect. That's like a great blood pressure. I personally didn't have problems with high blood pressure or diabetes, but definitely known causes to a lot of people that I love, right? So, like I said, 120/80 is considered high, a little over 120 if you're top number. I'll keep that simple for you guys. The top number is above that, then it's slightly elevated. If it's over 130, in about stage 1, okay? Over 140 in stage 2, okay? Anything over that or 180, you're definitely in some hypertension crisis, okay? So definitely be mindful of that, okay? High blood pressure can also be a silent killer, so we need to be mindful of that also. Some of the things that cause... And so here I go, guys, on my rant, right? Because and this probably will be a whole rant, because so I'm researching this thing for high blood pressure and diabetes. One of the things that I noticed was that a lot of the information was inconclusive or no known fact, like it says right here. The cause for high blood pressure. The exact cause of high blood pressure are not known, but several things may play a role, including, and we have that good old FDA, and we have all of these administrations and the things that just boggle my mind. But here's a list of some of the things that are known to cause hypertension. One of them is smoking, being obese or overweight, a lack of activity, too much salt in the diet. And we have a video on that, and it kind of addresses that part. Too much alcohol consumption. By that, they mean 1 or 2 drinks daily. Stress is also another one. Older aging. But the older aging thing is also with your lifestyle and how you live, okay? Family history of it. Again, that's one of the things I try to tell people to kind of be mindful of. Yes, genetics can play a part. However, the connection with family history doesn't necessarily have to be genetic. The link to family history can be also the link to lifestyle, meaning your mom and dad may have taught you a certain way to cook or prepare food or to live, to be your level or commitment to physical activity, how you deal with stress. All of these things, again, can come from your family. Alcoholism and how you consume alcohol can come from your family. The way you deal with stress can come from your family. you get what I mean? So, and probably their lore of trying to understand high blood pressure, these are the things that have come up. But yes, family can play a part in high blood pressure. However, it may not be genetic. All right, so just keep that also in mind. So how you're living your life is a big one. Okay, they say 95% of high blood pressure cases in the United States, the underlying cause can't be found. This type of high blood pressure is called essential hypertension. Can't be found. Yet you have so many medications and so much stuff geared to hypertension, but you can't find what it's caused from. Like that baffles me for some reason, because my first question would be, well, where did it come from? Or how did I get it? So they're just anyway. That's just one of those things. Okay. So and then again, like I said, today might be a whole rant. So let's move into the medications. So some of the medications. So what do they do to try to correct high blood pressure, right? What are they doing to try to bring your blood pressure then down, all right? So they give you medication, right? That's what they do. That's what they say is the only way to regulate it, if you will, okay? So What do they do? So I looked up. Okay, first I looked up the most. I actually went to see the most popular, or what they call the best medications for high blood pressure. Now there were a series of different list of names of pharmaceuticals of the actual medication, but to a few things. One, I didn't want to give anybody a shout out in the pharmaceuticals, but also a lot of them do the same exact thing. They're all chemicals. They may have just one thing out because it reacts to someone else a different way, so they tweaked it somehow. All right? So, but the most popular at first, and maybe the first way a doctor may try to treat, okay? And notice I said treat. I didn't say cure, but to treat hypertension is a diuretic or a water pill. All right? So they first try to remove all the excess water and sodium from your body. And then they have the ACEs or the ARBs, which are the angiotensin converting enzymes, or the angiotensin 2 receptor blockers. Okay, then you have beta blockers as well, and the renin inhibitors. Okay. So all this stuff is basically designed to flush you, kind of in a way, kind of taking out some of the good stuff and the bad stuff, right? So like I said, those were the most popular types of or prescription drugs for high blood pressure, right? But then I go in and I see the worst. Can anybody tell me what they probably think I saw? The same damn drugs, okay? So the same drugs that they say are the best or most popular for hypertension are the exact freaking drugs that they say are the worst. Like diuretics. Oh my gosh, that's what they remove, that's what they give you first. But that is essentially causing a lot more damage to it. May not be the exact thing that you need, but more so the ACEs, all of these blockers. See, sometimes these things are the things that we actually need. And here's the thing: how can you trust a prescription or something that's going to treat you if they haven't even found the hardcore cause of this illness, right? And it is an illness. It's a disease. Most of it's mental, but yeah, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother story. We ain't gonna go into all that on the show today. Hey, what's up, Tiffany? What's up? Who else is up there? We got Tiffany. We got my man Michael from Phoenix. Shout out to Phoenix. I used to live there. Had a cool life there, all right? In some aspects, anyway. So, with all drugs, we know that they also give us side effects. So these drugs gives us side effects. And that's my Aunt Wanda on there as well. I gotta give her a shout out. Let me tell you something. Little sidebar real quick. My Aunt Wanda, she's 80 plus, late 80s. Let me tell you, I still play Words with Friends with her on the phone, and she beats me sometimes. I just started beating her, actually. We've been playing for years, but I just started beating her recently. Anyway, side effects of the hypertension drugs. Anemia. So being cold, not regulating your body temperature, all that good stuff. Constipation, dizziness, lightheadedness or weakness. Weakness when standing up or moving suddenly getting up or down in the morning. Drowsiness, dry mouth. All of these are side effects of the medication. And for you men with high blood pressure, biggest side effect is erection problems. All right? So y'all want to get that together if you're trying to live a nice and healthy life. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying, for real. But that's up to you. Again, I'm not telling you how to live. I'm just saying you got high blood pressure, you on those medications, and if you having problems in the bedroom, that might be why. All right? All right. So here's another thing. A lot of people say, hey, I got high blood, I'll fix it. Or either they, like I said, they don't know, and then other things happen, stroke, hardening of the arteries, all that good stuff. And that's that silent killer that we, go on, don't treat, keep moving, right? So anyway, those are big things. And like I said, the long-term effects. Here are also some of the long-term effects of high blood pressure. It can be memory loss, personality changes, trouble concentrating, irritability, progressive loss, or being able to concentrate, stroke, like I said, severe damage to the body's main arteries. So, I mean, come on. I think this is pretty self-explanatory again. Chest pains, heart attack. These are all long-term effects of high blood pressure and being on the medication as well, okay? Because medication, it just kind of prolongs it. It doesn't actually cure it, right? And so we'll get into the long-term effects of all of these as well. As far as the diabetes, I mean, that's next, and then a whole nother, we'll get to that. But even with the hypertension and just knowing that it can lead to chest pains and heart attack, all from, again, what they don't know, okay? But they do know that what it is the, the elevation of that pumping system that pumps the blood through the rest of your body. All right, so we don't want to mess with that. The blood pumping, that's what you need, right? And they say you wake up, you breathe in, your blood is running warm in your veins. So anyway, check out this. Let me see. There you go. Jacob is here. So we do have a bit of a picture here that kind of demonstrates a little bit too of what it looks like there too. Let me see if I can get you guys at home with it as well. All right, so here's a little bit of an illustration. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Of the effects here with the with hypertension and the things. This is how the blood runs through your body, right? So like I said, the memory loss is affected, right? Enlarged heart, blocked blood flow to the heart. You have kidney failure, enlarged arteries, right? You see how it affects the whole entire body. And those blocked arteries can run all the way down as well. It doesn't just have to be the main one or the large one near your heart. It can go all the way down. And bleeding within the brain, i.e. the stroke. A lot of people think stroke is something else, but yeah, it is the bleeding on the brain, okay? So again, those things are something that you want to watch out for, all right? Definitely with hypertension. All right, so we're going to move right along into, actually, we do have a video on that as well, right? So check out this video, and we'll be back, and we're going to cover diabetes next, all right? So take a look, see what we got.
In this video, I wanted to talk about the side effects of thiazide. That's high blood pressure medication, also known as hypochlorothiazide, which is a diuretic. It's for high blood pressure and edema. It pulls water out of your body, okay? But it comes with a package. It also pulls your electrolytes, specifically potassium, magnesium, and other electrolytes. Okay, so here are the side effects. Hypokalemia. Now, what does that mean? That's low potassium in the blood. Now, just think about it. Potassium is needed in large quantities in the diet. Most people don't even get a trace of what they really need. And the side effects of low potassium are palpitations, arrhythmias, muscle weakness, cramps, so arrhythmias, okay? And the big side effect from hypokalemia is high blood pressure. I'm going to put a link down below. You have to check this out. So here we are taking this medication to get rid of high blood pressure, but it's causing high blood pressure. Potassium relaxes the blood vessels. It counteracts the retention of sodium. The other side effect is hyperglycemia. Do you know what that is? That's diabetes. That's a side effect. Hyperlipidemia, that's high cholesterol. Here's another one, high uric acid, that's gout. High calcium, low sodium is called hyponatremia. When you're drinking a lot of water, sometimes you can develop hyponatremia as well, where you're actually getting rid of all the sodium and you get muscle cramps and leg weakness. Your body needs about 1,000 milligrams of sodium every single day. So if you're pulling out too much sodium, that can be damaging to the heart as well. Low magnesium. We need electrolytes to be healthy. So a loss of electrolytes will make you tired, weak, muscle cramps, high blood glucose, irregular heartbeat, and even high blood pressure. So I put a link down below to show you the potential cause of high blood pressure. Thanks for watching. Hey, you probably already subscribed, but if you haven't, press this little button down below.
Yeah, exactly. So as you guys can see there, as we talked about some of the side effects or some of the things that the drugs do, and this is how they cause those main side effects. One of the key things that I caught there, let me turn this back around. One of the key things that I caught there was how they said, so the medication was actually bringing down the blood pressure, but it was also causing high blood pressure. The second thing that tripped me out was like, one of the side effects from the high blood pressure medication is freaking diabetes. Like, what are they doing to us with this? I mean, like, come on, pharmaceuticals, really? So the side effect from taking a high blood pressure medication actually also causes high blood pressure and diabetes. Also, like I said, the diuretic, the water pill, the reason why that wasn't so good and the reason why it's on the list as the most popular, but also the most, or the worst as well, because like he said, it's extracting the sodium from it, right? From our bodies. We need sodium, okay? Potassium levels. Those are the things that cure, meaning erase, no longer on medication. Those are the things that naturally lower cholesterol, that lower the effects of or the signs of diabetes, okay? Those are the things that you need and should ingest. Magnesium, those things, the electrolytes, okay? How do we replace those too? If we're drinking water that is full of lead or water that has an acid base or neutral, meaning under 7.5 of alkalinity, then we're not getting everything that we need, because like we need to drink the water. This will definitely help, right? So everybody, okay, we're drinking water. We're doing something great. We are doing a lot better than what we could be versus, drinking like a soda or juice. But to best hydrate yourself, use water that is bottled at the source and has natural alkalinity, okay? Not added alkalinity, but natural, okay? And bottled at the source, meaning we have everything that we need from the earth. We have everything here that we need. But the minerals and the stuff that is in water that is bottled at the sources also help us, because we are, depending on what you believe in the atoms and neutrons and what we are consisting of or made of the earth, if you will, whatever you believe. But why naturally then when we need that to help us replenish, okay? So think of it from that aspect, and I think it will help you kind of shape your approach to fitness and to nutrition and the drugs, medications that we're ingesting. Just because it's a medication doesn't mean that it is doing all. Most medications overall have a positive and negative, meaning the positive is that they may take away or alleviate whatever symptom you may have. But there is always a side effect, because pharmaceuticals aren't natural for us, okay? They are destroying us and not helping, and also causing more of these issues that we're having in our health, especially with diabetes. Diabetes next. So diabetes is the beta cells in a pancreas that when it's not making enough insulin to keep the blood glucose in a normal range, okay? All right, so as a trainer, this is one of those things that kind of gets me, and I'm going to read to you also a very known fact from it, okay? Here's the thing. So we see diabetes. We even our old school, we got some family members. They say, "Oh, you got sugar. Oh, you got the sugar diabetes." Let me say this, if I don't say anything else today: sugar does not cause diabetes. Yes, I said it. Let me look at y'all in the face. Sugar does not cause diabetes. Let me look over here. Sugar does not cause diabetes. All right. What happens, okay? There is one way that sugar can influence whether a person has type 2 diabetes, but consuming too much is something, yes, it's a problem because it's going to cause weight gain, but it's not going to cause that much of a spike. Okay, so weight gain from eating too much of anything can cause a person's chance at developing diabetes to be higher. Okay, consuming again too much of anything and being overweight can cause someone to have greater chances of developing type 2 diabetes. All right. So that is essentially, like I said, the pancreas, a lot of things with inflammation, things of that nature. Those are the things that are help causing diabetes, the pancreas, which we need. Let me tell you something about sugar. Sugar is found in the liver and in the muscle. We need sugar in our bodies. One of our primary source of energy is carbohydrates, i.e. sugar, okay? But it is the form of the sugar that we eat when it comes to sugar in the form of carbohydrates that we eat, meaning not man-made, okay? Simple as that. Because if it's man-made, then what we have in it? Chemicals. We have chemicals in man-made food because man made it. Man can't grow original product. Man can't make original product. Okay? Man can't make me, man can't make you. They trying, but it's still not its original source. You feel me? Okay. Anyway, so same thing for diabetes as far as the drugs. The ones that they say were the best were the ones they said were the worst for you. Okay? Same thing. This diabetes thing is real. I have so many clients who want to get off of these medications, but they don't understand that what they're eating is what's causing all of this, okay? And also that the medications aren't sufficient enough. You can't live off of these medications, all right? We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that at all right? So we're going to talk about a little bit now of how the diabetes drugs are messing us up, man. And like, let me think, I ain't gonna lie, some of these names I was like, what is this? Okay. So there are a bunch of different kind of insulin therapy, SGLT2, a bunch of stuff you can't pronounce, right? Metformin is one, sulfonyl, all of that. The one that we just saw the video on, that's here too, all right? So metformin, we'll take that one first. It's when it lowers the blood sugar. It decreases the need for insulin. But then that causes upset stomach. It causes decreased appetite. And it also causes problems in absorption of vitamin B2. Or B12, rather. Okay? Again, another prescription there increases the amount of insulin produced by the pancreas, which lowers the blood sugar. So you think that's cool, right? Okay, cool. But the most common side effect of that, weight gain, pain in your joints, seizures, and breathing problems. Those are effects of a diabetes medication. Ain't that like, you don't think you have a problem with that? Okay, and so this SGLT2, is a protein that assists with glucose reabsorption in the kidney. All right, so this one here, the glucose in the kidney is it increases, right? The glucose excretion happens. All right, but this is all great for diabetes patients, they say. But the side effects, listen to these side effects, can be severe, including yeast infections, UTIs, severe dehydration, and an increase in cholesterol levels. All of this is crazy, right? And all of these are potential side effects that can also, check this out, do what? Cause bladder cancer, okay? So you mean to tell me I can take a diabetes medication and end up with some cancer on my bladder? I don't understand. I don't understand this theory of curing or treating disease. I really have a problem with that. If you can read these side effects and then, and understand that this is what's causing you to have more problems, we pick our diseases, we pick our battles, we pick how we do everything, right? So I'm just giving y'all the information for y'all to do something with it. You ain't got to do the right thing. I prefer you do the right thing because you're a part of society and I care about you. But it is totally up to you, right? So here's the thing. You have medications. You have these diseases, all right? We're going to do right now, we're going to take one more video. I want you guys to take a look and listen to what this brother has to say on a lot of these medications and the overall effects of some things. And we're going to go then into how these things can be cured, not treated, so it won't come from pharmaceutical land. Okay, but some things of how these things can be treated and cured the proper way. And what I'm also going to do is I'm not going to even tell you. I'm just going to read you guys some straight facts, some straight testimonials of people who have changed their lives and left everything that causes them weight gain, high blood, hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes, and left it alone and walked away from it simply by doing a plant-based living life, okay? So check out this video. We'll be right back, and we will wrap it on up.
One of the conditions that MDs try to manage is high cholesterol. That's been a big business lately with statin drugs. And I think in the last 6 months to a year, as we're shooting this, the recommendations have gone up for people that should be on statin drugs to almost like half of the adult population. Your thoughts on either of those drugs, or surprised at the recommendations that keep going up trying to get more people on these drugs?
Well, again, it's a lack of perspective. It's a lack of information. For instance, if you were to go outside and measure the position of the sun in the sky at different times of the day over the course of a year, you could predict reasonably and extremely accurately where the sun was going to be in the sky at any moment in time. And then you could also reasonably conclude that it's the sun that goes around the earth. Because look, that the sun is the sun that's moving. It rises in the east and sets in the west. And I can tell you at 3 o'clock Central Time on June 29th, that's exactly where it's going to be, and I'd be right. But because even though you had collected all of this data, if you did not know anything about gravity, if you left out the datum point of gravity, your conclusions that the Earth moves around the sun would be incorrect, even though you had amassed this gigantic amount of data. If you did not know or include into your research gravity, you would not know that it's not the Earth, the sun that goes around the Earth, it's the other way around. So, depending on the perspective that a scientist brings to bear on, in this case, medical research, they can be easily led astray for lack of perspective, a lack of a proper perspective. And this is how it is with cholesterol. I believe statin drugs are currently the second leading selling drug in the world, $25 billion, I think, a year. It's a massive amount of money that we spend on cholesterol-lowering medications. And in the time that we've been fat-phobic, statin drug crazy, heart disease, the rates of heart disease have not really changed that much. Meanwhile, Alzheimer's has skyrocketed. Alzheimer's has risen from obscurity to become the 6th leading cause of death. And if you look at the incidence of occurrence of Alzheimer's disease, it parallels almost exactly the introduction of statin drugs to the market. 75% of the brain and central nervous system is made from cholesterol. All of your sex hormones are made from cholesterol. All of the walls of all of the trillions of the cells in your body are made from cholesterol. Cholesterol is so important to the human body that your body makes it. Your liver will make cholesterol if you don't have enough. That's how statin drugs work. They interrupt the process in the liver which makes cholesterol. They interrupt your body's natural production of cholesterol by causing inflammation in the liver, which is why if you're taking a statin drug, you need to have your liver enzymes checked every 6 months to make sure you're not getting hepatitis from the statin drug. But back to the point, there's no relationship between cholesterol and heart disease. Let me say it again. There's no relationship between cholesterol and heart disease. There was a Russian doctor, his name is Ufi Ravanskov. He did a meta-analysis of all of the research ever published on heart disease anywhere in the world and looked at all of it. And when you objectively look, without any pharmaceutical funding, when you objectively look at the data, the fact of the matter is there is no relationship between cholesterol and heart disease. It is not cholesterol. It is not the presence of cholesterol in the body that causes cholesterol to accumulate in the arteries. Cholesterol is not the culprit. It's inflammation of the artery, which causes the body to lay down cholesterol as a bandage. This is our point of view. But if you drive cholesterol into the ditch with statin drugs, fat-free diets, and exercise, guess what happens? Your brain dries up, you get Alzheimer's, your sex hormones dry up. If you're a man, you get erectile dysfunction. If you're a woman, you get hot flushes for 5 years instead of 5 months like your grandparents. There are only 2 prescription medications which I unequivocally across the board recommend all of my patients to stop taking immediately. Just flush them down the toilet. Statin drugs and any type of proton pump inhibitor or heartburn medicine, because these things will kill you. Again, there's no relationship between high cholesterol and heart disease. Quite frankly, you would be hard-pressed to try to get high cholesterol. And if you ever do, in fact, have high cholesterol, which from our point of view is over 275. High cholesterol, as far as I'm concerned, is over 275 for total cholesterol. But even if you did have high cholesterol, the cholesterol itself is not the problem. It's like the check engine light on the dashboard. The little light on the dashboard is not the problem. The light is an indication that something else somewhere in the automobile is wrong. When your cholesterol level skyrockets, there's nothing inherently wrong with the cholesterol, but it means there's something else going on in the body that needs to be addressed. And again, because of a priori built-in research bias that the MDs are blind to, they completely overlook this notion that it's not the cholesterol that's the problem. You know, thinking that cholesterol is the problem is like, you know, having somebody from Mars come to planet Earth. They don't know anything about anything. And they go around to houses that are on fires, and they see the bigger the fire, the more firemen. Therefore, they conclude that it's the firemen that caused the fire. It's a cockeyed way of, you know, looking at the data. And this is a big problem. There really is, in the final analysis, very
All right. So I just wanted you guys to get a few good points from that video. And this is also why I did not go through the cholesterol. Like I mentioned that at first, but I didn't go into the drugs for it and all of that, right? Because here's the thing with cholesterol. So cholesterol, they kind of break it down into 2 parts, which in a way it's, yeah, anyway. So you have your high density lipoproteins and your low density lipoproteins, right? So lipoproteins, proteins meaning fatty, lipo fat, right? So what happens is these things are kind of like the lubricant that moves everything along in your body, right? Because that's what fat does. Fat's oily, kind of, you know, coats things and it moves. It helps move things along. Even to the point of when a patient or when anyone has a lower or where their HDL is higher, it almost moves when we're talking about, well, not almost, but it does. So let's say if I'm evaluating someone and I'm looking at their statistics of their blood pressure count, their weight, their circumference around the waist, I'm trying to judge how healthy they are. If their high density lipoprotein number is high, or it comes out to be a plus, right? That kind of eliminates one of the other numbers, like if they're a smoker every day or something like that. You get what I mean? So that's how important, like you said, that's how important cholesterol is. They've just kind of, in a sense, made a mockery, if you will, of it. You need that. So the best things now, we're going to talk about best things to cure these things of the hypertension, the diabetes. We simply want to eat a plant-based diet. Furthermore, let me say this too, especially with diabetes. You don't have to live with diabetes unless it's type 1, you know, but you don't have to live with the type that you're born with. Yeah, some of us are born with diabetes. You know, there's childhood diabetes and this, that, and other, but you know, that's not what I'm talking about right now. Right now, I'm talking about the one that we cause ourselves, the ones that we're on medication for that we don't have to be. The major healthiest treatment and cure for diabetes and hypertension is to exercise. It honestly is as simple as that. If you're not doing anything, you can start doing something for 30 minutes a day at least to start kickstarting yourself into a healthier lifestyle. Okay, this is not something that is, you know, rocket science at all. It honestly is that simple. Okay, and so you heard it there. the best things, diet and exercise. What will happen? You won't need these medications. You'll live a little longer. You'll live a healthier lifestyle. You'll feel better. Your sex drive will increase. Men, you won't have problems with erectile dysfunction. Women, you won't have so many flashes and things of that nature. All right. So it's all a win-win for everyone. Okay. I mean, come on. It's that simple. Diet and exercise. So listen, I also want to tell you guys, so this is not just me, so that you think and so that you know, it's not just me saying these things, all right? One of my little vegan chats asked a question of what diseases or illnesses have people been cured of since living a vegan lifestyle or plant-based lifestyle. Just so you guys know that it's not like a fluke. Okay, and just so you know, it's not just me. And I'm only going to read off a couple of them. The list was really, really long, and a lot of people have definitely changed. But the numbers that I saw, the things that I saw repeatedly were diabetes. The things that I saw over and over here is high blood pressure, all of that. So let me just go through, all right? Some are longer than others, but let's see here. Tara, she's cured from asthma and bronchitis. We have people that says, I'm not congested all the time. Diabetes. We got gout, arthritis, acid reflux, digestion issues. And this is all from one person. Other inflammation. They have better skin now as well. Okay. Todd says that at 34, others are consistently creating meaningful discussions with their posts. But here, I have no low back pain anymore, and I'm getting out of bed in the morning with a lot more ease. He's only been a vegan for a short time. Next one, migraines. Or how about Michelle, who 30 plus years of cystic acne? My goodness. I tell people all the time, this is, that daggone, what was that, Proactive? Proactive was out and everybody was killing it, right? Like, oh my gosh, this is the acne cure. And they was making money. I mean, I'm not mad, but really, it's what you put in your body is going to help. I mean, yeah, wash your face, but what you put in is going to cure all of that, okay? And this lady, 30 plus years of cystic acne and 20 plus years of severe sinus infections or sinus issues, headaches, and infections. He said, my husband no longer has night sweats. Next one. No more congestion or constipation. And yeah, no more cow's milk. Another one. Diabetes, hypertension, hyperthyroidism. All signs were eliminated after, check this one out. Okay, this is from Bean. With the hyperthyroidism. All signs were eliminated after 2 weeks, and meds were stopped within the month. That was 4 years ago, and he's still cured from his thyroid issues. Next one, chronic constipation and iron deficiencies, okay? All of this is stuff that people have been cured from living a plant-based life. Just that simple, right? So I told you guys, I'm not making this stuff up at all. Let's see. Denise, no more pain, constipation, inflammation in the joints, digestive. Another one, lupus. Okay, awesome. Goodness. Yeah, plant-based living. Well, why? Because we have everything that we need right here from the earth, and that's just that simple, guys. I need a recording or something. We need a button that says it's that simple. Okay, something like that. We're gonna get on that for next season, all right? Shannon had long menstrual cycles. Yes, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you just a little bit for myself, like a little bit more in on Seal, right? So like I said, I was 350 and I was probably 300 for a good amount of years, overweight all my life, basically. And at 32, I had to have an emergency hysterectomy, right? And a lot of women at 32, at 35, hit that ground and their reproductive organs are messed up. This is from everything that we've been eating. This is all the crap that we've been eating, and this is the effects that it has on us. So same thing. Here's another one. My goodness. This one, suffer from anxiety and depression, arthritic pain, pain in her spine, acid reflux, and migraines. All of this because remember what I said, what we eat has an effect on what we do, how we think. Okay, so it's all right there. Miss Wilson had problems with allergies, high blood pressure. She was pre-diabetic, congestive heart failure. All of that was from her food intake. She says not only food intake, but stressful lifestyle. My goodness. All right. So this is the last one I'm going to read because it was the longest, and she even says it's the longest. All right. I'm going to read this. So, yeah, she says, I am plant-based, and my list is long. Listen to this, guys. Cervical cancer, arthritis in her hip, sciatic pain, knee pain, tinnitus, which is the buzzing in your ear. If you ever experienced that, it's not a cool thing. Vertigo, which is dizziness. Plantar fasciitis, which is pain in her foot, which can eliminate you from doing a lot of things. Eyesight improved. She had constipation, brittle nails. She had a heart murmur, cervical cancer, lazy eye syndrome, body odor, cramps. And remember, again, with that sodium, right, taking that out, eating things and not hydrating, not drinking enough water, easy thing. Cramps are a sign from a few things. Cramps can be a sign of dehydration also. All right, so just remember that. She had acid reflux, brain fog. Remember what we think, how we think, and what we do. Anemia. Okay, insomnia was also an issue, and she also had some problem with biting her nails. That loss of that urge is no longer with her. So that can be an anxiety thing, just a nerve problem. But again, what we eat affects our nervous system as well. So again, guys, it's all here. It's all right here. All of the information. You want to get out of that diabetes. You want to stop those medications for a healthier lifestyle. How about just the freaking co-pays on all of these medications as well? And stop making these pharmaceuticals so much freaking money and put it back into ourselves. So you can imagine, and a lot of you say, I don't have the money to go to a gym membership. I don't have the money to do this, that, and the other. Well, you paying all that money for them co-pays could definitely be replaced with a gym membership. Okay? And even if you can't do that right now, there is still something you can do. If you can get up and walk, you can exercise. Period, guys. We got to start taking this stuff a little bit more seriously and change our lives and stop saying, but I love that fried chicken. I need my macaroni and cheese. It's about to be fall and Thanksgiving and all that coming up. No, okay? We want to live and enjoy these family times and live and enjoy life. We can't do that carrying around a bag of pills, having to stop and take them, not feeling well, can't enjoy our life, can't enjoy the people that are still here, right? You want to do that, we got to make those changes. It's that simple, guys, all right? So enough about today. You have your information, all right? So you should know for yourself how you're going to proceed. It's all up to you and what you gonna do. Just the bottom line, all right? So we are gearing up. We only have a couple more shows for this season, probably about like 6 or 7 or something like that. So y'all stay with me next week. My homeboy just said I made the best mac and cheese. That's when I was still eating all that. That was my mama's recipe. I haven't tried to do a vegan mac and cheese yet, but I may do so just because, it's coming up. I mean, mac and cheese wasn't bad. Just don't want to eat all that cow pus and shards of glass and shards of wood from the cheese that America produces. So I might try a different one, Jeff. Okay, we'll try some maybe hemp milk instead of the cow milk, and we'll maybe do some vegan cheese instead. So we'll see what's going on with that. But anyway, like I said, a couple more shows coming up, and y'all stay tuned because they are going to be power. We are gearing up for the next season. We got so much in store. So I'm gonna go so I can actually hit the road and start working on, finishing up some of those plans, all right? I will see y'all next week. Y'all got it. Go eat a freaking plant or something, all right? Peace.
Fresh, break down. Everybody know what I'm trying to do now. Hold it down for my hometown. Profound when it comes to doing me because I do it easily and it pleases me. How? So focused, mind open. But hope, I'm in with a motive, soaking in a depth of my own ocean, hoping that the whole world gets the notion. I've been waiting for this minute for a minute, now I got it out my golf in a moment. Sight mode, can't sugarcoat it. Beast mode, can't control it. Hold up, if you're looking for me right here, with a pen I'm in hand to make it all clear that I gotta do it bigger and better and piecing the puzzle together for the people that never have let up. So fed up with the bullshit, me too. Like the world got a vendetta against you. Ain't no superhero coming for the rescue unless you ask me to do it, then I bless you. But wait, never too late. Take a deep breath, let it all marinate because the second that I do, I embrace my fate and I gotta make a move because I am that great. All I want is all of y'all to ponder. A better man willing to take his dream farther, but all the other didn't even try to bother. Start up the engine until we restarted. Pardon me, moment doesn't happen often, so while we here, let's enjoy it and applaud it. Take a second before the night becomes morning and tell those who distrust are here they're gone. Mind open, eyes closed, my journey, my road, my drive, my goal. I think they ready for me. I think they calling